What's up, guys? Vince right here, and I was gonna do a commentary slash reaction of the. I forget that I have a lot of stuff going on with my braces, so you're gonna hear a lot of. But yeah, I was. But then again, I don't live alone, and it's annoying when you have to hear noises in the background when I'm trying to commentate. Hopefully I get my own place. But anyways, yeah, Vince Wright here. Welcome to my listen. I don't do a lot of reviews of anything, but here's the thing. I have been watching a lot of reactions, slash, reviews nonstop of episode 6 of The Amazing Digital Circus. And pretty much I guess I'm just gonna be I'm just gonna add on into that algorithm. I mean, I'm out of the algorithm. Have you seen my views? Like, gosh, they are tanked. Okay. And I feel like I could have done this, review earlier, but my motivation of YouTube is completely unexistent at this point. And also, like, to the point where I like the whole Vince talk, like I also like been, you know, pretty low on that, which is a podcast series that I've been doing in this channel. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I need a break. That's what a lot of these characters need. They need a break. Jax need a break. Ragata needs a break. Kane, I mean, he's already on a break, but he needs a break, I guess. And me. It feels like I need more of a break, or at least a break from YouTube to get my life together. Anyways, this is not about me. This is about Amazing Digital Circus, or in some ways, about Jax. This is my second take of doing this review, because the thing is that I already recorded, but it's like the aftermath, my first impressions. It was before I saw the post credit. I completely skipped that when the first time I saw it, but then I saw it from other people's point of view slash reaction videos, and I saw it myself. And yeah, here I am, just talking about the overall whole episode. Now, I'm not gonna be like the best when it comes to review. Listen, the last thing I reviewed was probably years ago at this point, or at least the last Amazing Digital Circus. But when it comes to a show or something that I look forward to, I don't even feel like I feel like there's not a lot that I'm like, oh man, I can't wait. Nah, it's usually mostly gaming that I've been into, and or reviewing. I kind of been slacking on that department as well. But for the Amazing Digital Circus, I'm gonna be real. I forgot my review of episode 5. All I remember is that with the amount of reactions and reviews that I've been seeing. Because the thing about the Amazing Digital Circus that I like so much, and I can say this for any other show, like Arcane, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, or you know, Miraculous Ladybug. Oh, definitely Miraculous. I could definitely say that I really enjoy other people's content surrounding said property, like, Amazing Digital Circus, Arcane, or, recently K-pop Demon Hunters. Like, there's still people making content about that. But when it comes down to other people's, I'm not gonna name names, but they talk about this character. They talk about the most unexpected. You can definitely see their emotions popping out when they are like, seeing the scenes that are emotional. Like, especially with each team, but like Gaggle between Zubul, Pomni with Jax. That got real. And you see these other people's reaction slash just review of, or just their point of view, because something that happens to them personally. I feel like I seen a bit of that when, last episode when Ragata was, in the bar sharing her story and her past, basically. And I feel like this is no different, for sure, because you definitely see the rage, the anger that Jax, and I feel like this is definitely a Jax-centered episode. It's truly about who he is and why he acts the way he is and why he's hated, and I feel like it's for a reason that of his, reason of coping, and also just pushing people away because of what he experienced. And I believe he would be like somewhat the winner, because from what I sort of see as what Kane is putting out is a competition. Who's the best character? Who's the survivor or something, like almost like a Squid Games type of situation. I mean, at least that's the best of my knowledge of seeing it. But it almost seems like, yeah, when the people that, I mean, you might as well be abstracted if you're gonna live for another, you know, another moment in time or another like season of what Kane's, show is all about of the digital circus, just to see more other characters. And the thing is that there's this part of my this idea in my head which I feel like might happen where if we get to season 2, I don't I feel like there could be some characters, whether it's Pomni, whether it's Gaggle, whether it's anyone, that could be literally erased and replaced by a different character that is completely new, that we never seen before. Or maybe we could actually revisit if there is a way to have the ribbit, the frog, like Jax's friend back, or Coffee, or you know, anyone, basically. And I feel like, that could be a possibility, and that's my speculation for other seasons here and there. But of course, I'm ahead of myself. I do want to talk about this episode in particular. I'm all over the place. I'm literally, you know what? I might as well be like Kane. I'd be going all over with my ideas, this and there, and I could just be like, yeah, I'll just take a nap. Because I feel like that's what he is going through. I mean, Kane is an interesting individual. There is mentions of his brother Abel, and literally when I heard Cain and Abel, I'm like, oh, the Bible. The two sons of uh Eve and Adam and Eve. I almost said Eve and Eden. Adam and Eve, and pretty much, I'm like, wow, never thought there would be a biblical reference at all when it comes to this show. I feel like Glitch, I'm not really saying that. Actually, I really actually don't know. Glitch in some ways is somewhat related within, or at least the people have somewhat of a relationship with Viv, the creator of, well, obviously Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel. So there is somewhat a biblical like connection or something. Maybe not, definitely not a show connection. I don't think the Adam from Has Been Hotel is ever really connected to this particular, or maybe it is. I don't freaking know. But when it comes down to Abel and Cain, because Cain is shown in this, obviously the runner of the digital circus, but his brother Abel, and this is mentioned through the guns. So what does that mean? And what did Abel actually turn into a gun, or did he actually die? I don't know. Again, I'm not the best reviewer or something. I didn't do my research. This is not freaking homework or anything like that. But it's like one of those times where I'm like, because it mentions the Bible. And I'm like, what could this reference mean? And for people that actually know the story of Abel and Cain, what would happen to Cain? What actually happened to Abel? Did he die? Did Was there something going on? Because I feel like Cain's emotions was also displayed in this as well. Maybe not a lot. I feel like there is some aspects of him where you see, especially with the post credits, that's for sure. When he was looking at the pictures, he was looking back at a time. I feel like when he was trying to relax, he was trying to reminisce of like the moments that he has. It's almost like a moment where, like the heart necklace, and then you just pull it out and you just see either your, significant other, your kids, your family, or whatever. But for Kane, he just pull out a bunch of pictures and then basically just showcase his old office, the place where he developed this whole world. Because from my understanding, the digital circus is created by developers, whether it's Kane or Kinger, and those are the two that actually created this whole world in a sense. At least, that's what people are talking about, and I could be wrong. But yeah, what's up with Kane? What's really gonna happen to him? Because when he was really getting, you know, angsty, especially maybe because he was too annoyed with Zubul in a sense, and you see Zubul completely losing it. The moment that Zubul mentioned sex, I'm like, of course they mentioned that because oh, there's a sex joke, Gooseworks that was saying that on Twitter or Blue Sky, I don't know, but like oh, there's a sex joke, and that's the sex joke, but also it's like Zubul definitely like as the moments go on, especially when I see her, getting high on that stupid sauce that Ragata has, I believe. Yeah, you see Zubo absolutely just like I don't freaking care anymore. I don't, even though she still has a heart, especially with Gaggle, and you see these two relationship together, and it feels so much special. I wouldn't say that they're a couple at all, but I would basically see this as a potential of two of them being together truly as sisters, as best friends. But I don't know. You could put it in the shipping department, and maybe that might be true. I don't really know at this point. Everything's unpredictable. Like you don't expect like the biggest earthquake to happen at all this year. Look at it now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going ahead of myself. Um, but yeah, each team gets an emotional moment. That's what I love about this. And there's a part of me where that could be a sign that we are close to the end of season one. I could be wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but it could be. It could be for sure. But then when it comes down to this episode on Jax, the way he copes, the way he has these panic attacks, the way he has these moments, I feel like there's two, there's an angel and a demon fighting against each other. And I feel like that these are two just two emotions from Jax or two parts of Jax where he honestly don't know what's the right way to take. He has a heart, just like any other character here, for sure. You can definitely see it. Even Kane. But when it comes down to Jax, he doesn't want it, but at the same time he has. Like that connection with him and Pomni was something that I love seeing. It really does feel like a couple or like siblings or best friends. It felt something more special for sure. But when Jax realized and has thoughts about what happened to, his frog friend and his past friends and the people that, were extracted before, he pushes Pomni away, and I couldn't help but feel bad for him. I'm just like, I mean, do you blame him? Because what is his best way? And I feel like, I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but the thing is that his way of going through this and the pain that he has, him pushing away people, because you can't just say no to a relationship sometimes. You gotta deal with the pain that goes with it. And for Jax thinking that it's gonna be smooth sailing, just to tell Pomni like, no, actually I will never be your friend or something, that does something to Pomni. And you saw that. We saw that. For sure. And Pomni didn't like that. For whatever wishes that, and you see like Jax definitely like, oh, shoot me, come on. Like I feel like the moment that he said, when Pomni asked, like, will what did I forget. Said something, and Jax was like, we were never friends. Like I feel like that would literally be a moment for Pomni to shoot Jax. And well, Jax didn't get what he wants. When it comes to really loving somebody, I feel like you don't really get what you want when you really truly break their heart. And that's kind of what happened with Jax, the way I speculated. It's like, yeah, pretty much this is all your fault, and you know it is. But what do you think you can ever do any better, like to fix this? I don't know. It's complicated because Jax is complicated. I don't believe him for a bit when he said that you are my playthings. But yes, like, I'm sorry. Like, come on. Like, these people mean to you in some way or form. If they didn't, then you wouldn't be in the picture. You wouldn't be in any scenes at all. You wouldn't be communicating with literally anyone. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But Jax is a interesting individual when it comes down to this whole, this whole episode, basically. Like, showcasing who he really is. And it's going to be very interesting to see more of, like, what's going to happen, like, the aftermath, or how everyone's going to treat him after all that. But specifically with Pomni, between Pomni and Jax. Because is Jax is just going to ignore everyone? Is he gonna be out the picture? Like, what really is going to happen is totally, like, anyone's guess for sure. But we got to talk about the best character here in this episode, and that has to be Kinger. That moment when he was speaking to Ragata, when Ragata was really trying her best to be cool with everyone and just, develop a family, even though that's not possible because of Jax, because of everyone else, I guess, you know, it felt bad for it. And you have Kinger there, being the dad he is for all this. And I truly, if I gotta be real, I truly see Ragata and Kinger both basically the parents of this whole group, of the whole digital circus. I definitely see Ragata as a kind mom that really doesn't want to lose anyone. Even though you don't like what she says, she doesn't want to lose anyone. And you see Kinger being the dad because I guess, somewhat older, but also wiser. The way he talks to Ragata, that moment felt something deep. It felt like definitely like two parents coming together and work things out. And also just that music popping in when that knowledge drops from freaking Kinger got me in the feels. I seen people react to it and it got them in the feels. It built this moment, this atmosphere. And I feel like that's the contrast of this whole entire episode. It's the atmosphere. Like when Subo was talking to Gaggle, the moment that the light shines upon Zubul, the moment that, like in the scene with the fishes in the loser corner, when Kinger was speaking to Rakata, it's all just deep, deep. Like, I'm like, these characters, man, no wonder the show is good. It's the deepness of these characters that really made you think, made you feel something, for sure. But also we got a lot of guns. That's all. That's always a bonus. I feel like for a lot of times, you just like want to see some good old action. This has it all. Like for a 33 episode itself, it felt short because it felt fun. And you also see the abilities that I guess that the power that holds within the digital circus. Like, where did that freaking butterfly came from Kinger? Like, yes, people are saying he's a developer, but I feel like your imagination could somewhat benefit to your ability in this. We've seen that with Pomni. When Jax was telling Pomni, like, hey, you can do whatever you want. Just put your mind into it or something like that. And I guess that's what Pomni did. Swinging that, gun, basically in a very unrealistic way, made her very fluent in gun control for some reason. That ending, like close to the ending, where, we see Pomni swinging the gun all around and basically having the bullet strip all the guns away from Zubul is insane. Like, I feel like the action packed in this whole episode was so good, for sure. And I don't know, like, I had so much fun watching this episode. Every reaction just felt like a new episode, even though it's the same episode. And also, we got to see Ming. People were saying he's Markiplier. No, he's not. That's Chris O'Neill, for crying out loud. I don't know, like, because of the deep voice. Like, I remember people were just saying that. And when I first heard the voice, I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about Markiplier for sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we heard his voice somewhere, but that definitely wasn't him. That's for sure. Man, but let me tell you, I think that's all I got. Each team was a good blend of who they are. Like everything just made sense. And it's such a good episode, and I will never forget this. For sure. I feel like it's just getting better and better. Like I'm just looking forward to more or what episode 7 has in store. Other than that, I'll see you when I see ya. This is truly God given. At least to me, this was such amazing talents displayed on this. But other than that, I'll see you when I see you. One love to peace, and God bless.